So let's smash some ants. Ants can kind of creep in. Sometimes you don't see them, but they're harmful and they can be really annoying. And like I said, they can hide in the cracks and we won't even know they're there. So in your life, which thoughts don't serve you? Maybe you never asked yourself that question. But today we're going to look for ways to identify these negative thoughts and what we can do to deprogram these thoughts. There's a term called neuroplasticity, and what that means is just a fancy word to say that your brain is always changing. We used to think that the brain was just kind of fixed and the structure you really couldn't change. Turns out that it's an active type of place where different synapses, neural nets are being formed and changed. And so it's a good news and the bad news. The good news is that we can change it. The bad news is that we can only change it by thoughts. So that means that if you don't have the right thoughts, you have thoughts that don't serve you, that's going to change the structure of the brain. On the opposite side, if we get thoughts that serve you, that'll help you change the brain. If we do that enough, then you have a brain and a mind that serves you because these neural nets are really they're up to us to design them to make them serve us instead of us falling victim to whatever they say. The way we do this is first by a term called metacognition, which is a fancy name of notice, a fancy way of saying that we notice thoughts and we name them. So we want to be aware of these thoughts because our day is always filled with these thoughts. We have like roughly 95% of our thoughts happen automatically, and the same thoughts that we happen the day before and the day before that. So there's a really small window for us to catch these thoughts and change them. So we really want to catch the thoughts that don't serve you. And a lot of times this can be really difficult because you've lived with all those thoughts your whole life. So if you've always thought of yourself as someone who's scared of dogs or someone who's scared of snakes or you can't swim or you just are always chubby or whatever the case may be, those thoughts are so ingrained that a lot of times it's hard to catch them. So that's the first thing. Practice seeing these thoughts. And I like to imagine it like the Matrix, where these thoughts are just kind of like passing by, then you catch the thought, look at it, and if the thought serves you, you keep it. If it doesn't serve you, I can either work to reprogram or work to get rid of that thought completely. So, what are ANTs exactly? Well, ANTs is a cool acronym that somebody came up with for automatic negative thoughts, and these are the thoughts that really that don't serve you. So, you want to catch these guys and recognize them. And the AutoFit Toolkit has all the most prevalent thoughts in there. They're from the book called Change Your Brain, Change Your Life. So you can start identifying the most common negative thoughts. And if you have these negative thoughts, then we work to reprogram. The way we do it is we notice the name, identify these pervasive thoughts that don't serve us. We want to change this perception. Hey, I caught this thought, but this is not who I am. This is who I used to be. This is who I used to be. I used to be this person that couldn't swim, was scared of dogs, but now we're gonna rewire it. I'm gonna tell myself a different story. I'm in the process of becoming a great swimmer. I'm learning to love my dog and learning not to be scared of dogs. I'm learning how to eat right. I'm incorporating more exercise. It's no longer this old thought that didn't serve me. I'm working it, reprogramming it into a new thought. Remember, as we have these thoughts with these feelings, with this dopamine, these new neural nets are being formed. And as soon as we form these nets, into something that serves us, then this fitness automation happens and becomes a lot easier. Here's an example. I'll never lose weight. Okay, I hear that a lot. Step one, notice and name it. It's actually ant number one, ant number two, and ant number three in your AutoFit toolkit. So you can look at that. The next thing is change your perception. Okay. I have lost some weight before. I'm just not consistent for long enough. So that's actually what happened. It's not yet that you'll never lose weight. It's that you've done it, but you haven't been consistent enough or a long haul for the long haul. So that's just the old you. Now the next step is to rewire that old thought. I'm working on the skills to master weight loss. And it's got to be a new thought that's believable for you. It's got to make sense for you. Don't say I'm gonna have six pack abs tomorrow because you're not gonna believe it, and you're automatically gonna dismiss it. So we want to work on creating these thoughts, these stories that can serve you but are believable for you as you keep working through it. As you keep working through it. So now that you know how to smash these ants, kind of go through that toolkit and figure out which are the known ants that you have, and which are the ones that you can't see. And that's a hard part. But once you start identifying, smashing, like looking at these thoughts, and you will never let these thoughts come into your brain, into your mind that don't serve you. So you learn how to smash these ants, And once you learn how to smash one ant, smash two ants, you've done a lot of ant smashing, you become like a master ant smasher, then you will live an ant free life where essentially you always have that coach on your shoulder that's always encouraging you and never like beating you up or talking down to you, because that's what automatic negative thoughts do. They beat you up. So let's smash those guys and let's live a happy and fit life.